A bombshell in the courtroom left Diddy visibly rattled, catching even his attorney completely off guard. The footage that was about to surface promised to upend everything, and as the prosecution spoke, the room fell into stunned silence. The judge barely had time to register the words before Diddy's face went pale. His legal team whispered urgently among themselves, but nothing could halt the unfolding revelation. Tension surged as the prosecution revealed they possessed video evidence involving a teenage Justin Bieber, instantly shifting the atmosphere and sending shockwaves through everyone present.
Get started with something that Diddy and his lawyers knew was coming down the pike eventually, and now it has happened. A new indictment, it's called a superseding indictment. It really replaces the original one that the federal prosecutors had filed against him. And the big headline here is that now they are saying there are two...
This wasn't just another lawsuit or a routine allegation. This was something entirely different.
Diddy Combs reportedly underwent treatment in a hospital as he continues to await trial on sex trafficking charges. At page 6, the 55-year-old was transported from Metropolitan Detention Center in prison, where he was sent following his September arrest late January 30th to undergo an MRI, and was then soon returned to police custody later.
But let's take a step back, because to grasp why this moment was so devastating, you need to understand the tangled web of chaos that brought him here. Sean Diddy Combs, once the unchallenged king of hip-hop, now finds himself fighting not just for his legacy, but for his freedom, and potentially the very empire he spent decades building. Facing multiple lawsuits, federal charges, and relentless scrutiny, the stakes have never been higher.
Let's talk about the fact that Combs' co-defendant in a civil case, a case, by the way, that accuses him and this co-defendant, another A-lister, of rape. This guy is once again slamming the attorney behind the case, insisting that he be sanctioned for allegedly not doing his job. We're talking, of course, about Sean Carter, better known as Jay-Z, once again calling out attorney Tony Busby, calling out his character, more specifically into question, claiming that the Texas attorney's filings have, quote, substantial inaccuracies, and that there was a failure to properly investigate before filing. Now, we've talked about this before, but basically, a civil lawsuit was filed against Sean Combs on behalf of a Jane Doe who says that she was raped by Combs and another celebrity at a home after the Video Music Awards in 2000. She said she was just 13 years old when this happened. And weeks after the initial filing, Busby submitted an amended complaint naming Jay-Z as the celebrity who allegedly participated in the...
Whispers circulated of a lifestyle so dark and predatory that even Diddy's closest allies were quickly pulling away. And right at the center of this storm, Justin Bieber, an unexpected figure in a saga that was rapidly spiraling out of control.
Anyways, I want to also just show you this montage. This is a montage that was shared by Evie Magazine. They do great work on their TikTok of Justin Bieber, again, just 15 years old, in Hollywood, surrounded by a bunch of adults. And you let me know if any of this registers to you as normal. Take a listen.
I feel violated right now. Wow.
Lean into me again. You smell amazing. How old are you?
Thank you.
How old are you?
I'm 16. I'll be 17 in like 2 weeks.
I don't ever remember smelling that good at 16. Like that was bad.
Yeah.
Wow, look at your eyes. Look at what a beautiful face.
For years, rumors swirled about Diddy's unusual influence over the young pop star, but everything began to click into place after his arrest in September. Fans started asking the questions they had long ignored. Why was Bieber always in Diddy's orbit as a kid? Why did Diddy describe their time together as if it were some secret rite of passage? Then, resurfaced footage from 2009 began circulating online, sending shockwaves through the public. In the clip, Diddy is seen grinning at the camera, boasting about spending 48 hours with a 15-year-old Bieber. "What we're doing, we can't really disclose," he says, laughter in his voice, while Bieber, sitting beside him, plays along, casually suggesting, "Let's just go get some girls." The clip painted a chilling picture, transforming speculation into something far more concrete and troubling.
Bieber turned 15, and it suddenly seemed that Hollywood was keen to almost initiate him. I think that's the right word. Like there was almost like this initiation that he needed to go through. So I want you to be now super uncomfortable and watch this video of an interaction between him and none other than Diddy. Take a listen.
Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. I have been given custody of him. He signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
At the time, it might have seemed like nothing more than an odd interaction between a powerful music mogul and his young protege. But in the wake of the explosive allegations against Diddy, that same clip began to take on a far more sinister tone, casting a shadow over what had once appeared harmless.
Young Justin Bieber, who was signed by Usher, involved with Scooter Braun, now all of a sudden he's being put in the hands of Diddy, who, it is true, he became the legal guardian for Usher. You can look up all of the allegations of what Diddy did to Usher. A lot of this coming out via multiple lawsuits that essentially, if we were going to put it in a nice context, or at least use a euphemism for something that's really disgusting, the allegations are essentially that Diddy very much initiated Usher into Hollywood. And as we are going through these lawsuits and Diddy is in prison, we are recognizing that everybody knew this was an open secret about what Diddy was doing. So it just begs question, who allowed Justin Bieber to be in the presence of this man, knowing what he was up to? Allegedly up to. That seems to be very clear, that there is some veracity.
Then the unthinkable unfolded in the courtroom. A prosecution attorney presented a video, evidence so damning that Diddy's legal team immediately objected. But it was too late. The judge allowed it, and the room held its collective breath as the footage began to play.
The defense wanted copies of these videos handed over to them. Not just the ability to view them at the prosecution's office, they wanted copies of these videos for themselves. And I've talked to lawyers about this before. There's a big advantage to having the electronic video, the electronic evidence yourself, right? You don't have to always go over to the other office. You can view the materials on your own. It's a way to better prepare for your defense. And Sean Combs' lawyers argued that under the federal rules of criminal procedure, if the defendant asks for it, the government has to give a defendant the opportunity to inspect and to copy electronic data that is in the government's possession. Judge Subramanian denied the defense's motion to amend the protective order, but without prejudice, meaning this issue could be revisited. So Subramanian's order reads, quote, "While the government objects to handing the videos over, they provide several options for a defendant to consider that would permit the defense to view the videos, access the information they're looking for, and even allow them to manipulate the videos as they see fit."
For years, Bieber skillfully sidestepped questions about his early career, his mentors, and the powerful industry figures who shaped him. But ever since Diddy's legal troubles erupted, he's been making subtle, calculated moves, actions that suggest he's deliberately distancing himself from the shadows of his past.
He's got more on his mind than Diddy's arrest. Source telling ET the new dad's energy is going towards wife Haley and son Jack. And he's not focused on what is going on with Diddy or the allegations against him.
Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs.
Insider info coming after footage of Diddy and Justin resurfaced on social media. Videos showed the disgraced media mogul alongside teenage Justin, with online sleuths speculating if, at the time, he subjected the pop star to his alleged